Stephen Smith, and I'm with Christian Leadership Partners. And today is the 7th day of our coaching sessions that are absolutely free. You're more than welcome to share these on Facebook or retweet them, or go to YouTube and download a copy of the link and use them for your own personal use. I don't care. As long as you're taking these and making them your best tool to change the way that you think. And that's ideally what we want to do. So again, for the next 30 days, we're going to do this absolutely free, and you don't have to worry about anything except becoming the new you. And that's what these are ultimately going to do for you. Now, what we want to do is we want to offer to you a free goal worksheet, which is down in the comments below. You're more than welcome to download that and print out as many as you want. In fact, I encourage you to print one out for every day this month, and you'll start seeing a change in your life as you go along. Now, for each of the first days, the first day, the 7th day, the 21st day, the 28th day, we're going to actually do live sessions at Friendship Church. So you're more than welcome to join us there. We'll actually go over these different goal processes. We'll see how everybody's doing, and you'll have a one-on-one session with me if you like. So you're more than welcome to do these things. And again, that's going to be totally free also. So today what we want to do is we want to focus on our change goals. We want to see what it is in our lives that we want to actually start changing. Now, we've written our goals down from the beginning to the end, and what we want to do is we want to be solution focused. In other words, I'm not going to sit here and I'm not going to ponder on, well, I'm just terrible at this, and I just really am bad at that, and I don't want to do these things. What we really want to do is we want to identify what the problem is, but I want to come up with a solution for that. I'm not going to dwell on the problem, I'm going to dwell on the solution. And so solution-focused coaching is really all about that. And that's what we're doing today. So on the goal worksheet, what we want to do is we want to write down in bullet comment form the things that you most want to change. So what we want to do is identify the negative behavior. We want to get that negative out, and we want to replace it with the good. But the only way I can do that is to identify what that negative is. And we want to do that. And in fact, we're going to see that today as we go through Proverbs chapter 7. Proverbs chapter 7 actually shows us the benefits of staying focused on what it is that we're supposed to be doing and not looking to gratify the acts of the sinful nature, so to speak, or pursuing loose women or whatever it is. You know, we can look at it and say, well, this is about the promiscuous woman, doesn't apply to me, but it actually does. What we want to do is identify those things that are calling us out of our given purpose. And if those things are calling us out of our given purpose, see them as a promiscuous woman or something that tempts you to do something that you're not supposed to do. And that's really what we want to do with that Proverbs. Now, Proverbs actually tells us, my son, obey your father's commands. Don't neglect your mother's instructions. Keep their words always in your heart. Tie them around your neck. When you walk, their counsel will lead you. When you sleep, they will protect you. When you wake up, they will advise you. These Proverbs actually come to benefit when we start reading them at night and we start reading them in the morning. Every single day. There's 31 of them, so use them every single day. It'll make all the difference in the world to you. So let's get into Proverbs today and see what it has in store for us. We're going to see the value of wisdom. We're going to see the warning against adultery. And we want to make sure that we are thinking through our options. And that's what this entire proverb is all about. So this is Proverbs chapter 7 in the New Living Translation. Follow my advice, my son. Always treasure my commands. Obey my commands and live. Guard my instructions as you guard your own eyes. Tie them on your fingers as a reminder. Write them deep within your heart. Love wisdom like a sister. Make insight a beloved member of your family. Let them protect you from an affair with an immoral woman, from listening to the flattery of a promiscuous woman. While I was at the window of my house, looking through the curtain, I saw some naive young men, and one in particular, who lacked common sense. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. He was crossing the street near the house of an immoral woman, strolling down the path by her house. It was at twilight in the evening. As deep darkness fell, the woman approached him, seductively dressed and sly of heart. She was the brass, rebellious type, never content to stay at home. She is often in the streets and markets, soliciting at every corner. She threw her arms around him and kissed him. And with a brazen look, she said, I've just made my peace offerings and fulfilled my vows. You're the one I was looking for. I came out to find you, and here you are. My bed is spread with beautiful blankets, with colorful sheets of Egyptian linen. I've perfumed my bed with myrrh and aloes and cinnamon. Come, let's drink our fill of love until morning. Let's enjoy each other's caresses. For my husband is not home. He's away on a long trip. He's taken a wallet full of money with him and won't return until later this month." So she seduced him with her pretty speech and enticed him with her flattery. He followed her at once like an ox going to the slaughter. He was like a stag caught in a trap, awaiting the arrow that would pierce its heart. He was like a bird flying into a snare, little knowing it would cost him his life. So listen to me, my sons, and pay attention to my words. Don't let your heart stray towards her. Don't wander down her wayward path, for she has been the ruin of many. Many men have been her victims. Her house is the road to the grave. Her bedroom is the den of death. So what we want to do is we want to take a look at this proverb and what it's telling us to do. Now, what we want to do is identify those things that are actually negative in our lives, and we'll do that through our goal process. We'll list those things that we want to change so that once we start moving towards that path, we absolutely stay far away from it. Exactly what Solomon had warned us against. So how can we do that? Let's do that in 3 different ways. The first thing is that we want to identify what is holding us back and write that down on our goal worksheet. We want to list these things as they come to our mind, but we also want to make sure that we identify those things that are negative in our lives, that are not allowing us to progress forward because they cause us to run out of time. We spend too much time on Facebook. We spend too much time wasting time cruising the internet. We spend too much time on Amazon shopping for things that we don't necessarily need. I mean, these are all things that we can identify quickly so that we can stop them and continue on with the goal that God has in store for us. Now, the second thing that we want to do is we want to identify what is leading to this negative thinking. So if I can identify the initial thought that begins this process, then I can stop it immediately and I can replace it with the good. And we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But what we want to do today is identify that negative item in our lives so that we can stop it immediately. And the third thing that we want to do is we want to identify what has to go so that we can get to that next level. Now, that's exactly what we've been talking about this whole time, and it's really a summary of everything that we want to accomplish. So that's what we want to do today. Make sure that you take the time to download the notes below to be able to do that. If any of this coaching has made a difference in your life, I really encourage you to get on Facebook and share it. I encourage you to write in the comments below, because that will also cause you to get notified every single time that we have a new post. And don't forget to subscribe over here. If you're on Facebook, you'll actually be able to hit subscribe button and then hit the bell that notifies you whenever there's a new post that's made, so you won't miss any one of these. I've also linked all these together so that if you're watching sessions, we're going to be doing this through the end of January, and we'll be doing in-person, live events every single Sunday at Friendship Church in San Antonio. So make sure you join us. It'll make all the difference in your world. And in the meantime, why not be a miracle going someplace to happen?